The lack of business experience that John Lee has and the economic experience, what advice do you have for him?
That's a very interesting question. We used to have past chief executives being businessmen and civil servant who went through almost all the departments in the case of Carrie Lam. And then basically, sometimes I think in public governance, the more you know could be a hindrance because then you don't really step back and be humble enough to hear other views. Can I say that the weakness that people perceive in John Lee is that he's only been in security and seems to have very little experience in any other areas of public governance. But on the other hand, it could also be a strength if he can turn that and be open-minded by listening to others and form his views. I think in national security and public security, he will be steadfast in his own stance. But I think he will be forced to listen to his team and advisors and even the public on other areas, which could be a good thing for Hong Kong.
The Legislative Council now has no opposition, so any of the policies that he puts through, do you expect that to easily glide through? And is the Legislative Council's checks and balance, is it working properly?
Let me explain to you a little bit about the mainland system of having one contestant in a race. You're right, that contestant definitely will win the race, but the point is how many opposition votes will you gather? When Xi Jinping ran for president, many years back, 5 years back, I think there were only 1 out of 3,000. All right, so the idea is that even though you're definitely going to be elected, if you collect surprisingly high opposition votes, that means you're not doing a good job. So 8 casted out of 14, 16 means there are people who are unsure about John Lee. So that is a signal that he should be alerted to. And in the future, whatever he does, people will look at how overwhelming his support will be. And I think the key thing he needs to do is to come out and get close to the people and the crowd. If you look at Carrie Lam in his last 3 years, she basically shut herself off, didn't even come out and face the crowd, forget about handshaking and listen to the public. John Lee in his short race also was surrounded by people, not being able to, surrounded by his own troops and not be able to touch the common public. I think in Hong Kong, the perception of coming out, reaching out, shaking hands and listening to the mass is important, particularly when it's a one-person race and it's the result is pretty much guaranteed.